Good morning. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good day. Greetings, Sangha, wherever you are in the world. It's a delight to be with you and practice with you in this moment in time. So we will continue this morning with our explorations of calming, settling, collecting the mind, also known as Samadhi. So for the theme of today's practice, I'd like to offer a quote by Ajahn Sucitto as inspiration. He says, I think of enjoyment as receiving joy and samadhi as the art of refined enjoyment. I love that. The art of refined enjoyment. It is the careful collecting of oneself to the joy of the present moment. Joyfulness means there is no fear, no tension, no ought to. There isn't anything we have to do about it. So there is stillness. It's just this. So the careful collecting of oneself to the joy of the present moment. So with that, let's just begin, and I will share guidance as needed to invite us to turn towards joy. So, settling, arriving in our bodies. In this moment, just as it is. Turning our minds, turning our hearts to the stability, to the quiet inside, as if underneath all the waves of thought, plans, all the preoccupations. There is stillness, there is quiet, there is peace and ease. Trusting, even if we can't find it in this moment. Trusting. And as if we were to turn to tune our radio, the radio of our hearts and minds, to this channel of peace, which we know exists. And at first it might sound crackly, but we tune to it. And for tuning to this channel, we settle with the breath, with the body to tune to this channel of peace. Turning our attention, our awareness, our gaze inward to the body. Inviting the body to soften, to relax, to let go of any holding, any tightness. The shoulders, the neck, in our face, forehead, jaw, the back of the eyes. To soften, inviting our chest, oh dear chest, the home of the heart and the heart center, the proverbial housing of emotions, to relax. It's okay. Whatever is here is okay. To invite our abdomen, our lower abdomen, to drop inward, giving away its weight, the weight it's been holding, to the sit bones, and for the sit bones to relax and let go of their tightness and tension to the earth. Inviting the feet to rest on the earth, feeling the contact points of the feet or the lower legs if you're sitting on the cushion. The entire lower legs, upper legs, sit bones, offering their weight to gravity, to the earth. Receiving the breath, receiving the breath, however it is, whether the breath is short or long, receiving the breath just as it is. And allowing the breath to fill the body, the entire body. with its life-giving, nourishing, purity. Allowing the mind heart to tune to the breath, the rhythm, the flow of the breath, as if the breath is the dial that helps us tune to the peace, to the joy underneath the waves of thought, preoccupation. Noticing that there actually is joy in the contentment of the present moment. Can we contentedly wrap ourselves as if in a blanket, comfortably wrapped with the breath, the soothing contentment of the breath in this moment? No matter what cacophony occurs outside, right here, the contentment of just sitting and being breathed in this moment is enough. This is enough. It is bountiful. tuning into the delight of simply sitting and breathing. Turning away from entanglements and thoughts towards the simple joy. This is enough. It is plenty. Even if we're just a moment tuning into the delicious simplicity of this moment. The mind doesn't want to go anywhere else. This, simply this, is enough. And as we bring this period of sitting to a close together, for last moment tuning in to whatever level of peace, delight in the simplicity of this moment, just sitting and breathing. Appreciating the goodness of even a moment of delighting in this peace. The peace and this delight and trusting there has been goodness generated from our effort of showing up and practicing without attachment to outcome. We showed up, we did our best, letting go of the outcome that's not entirely under this being's control, and appreciating the goodness generated and generously sharing this goodness, this merit all around, as if giving a gift to those we care about. Here, I'm working on cultivating my heart, my mind, and goodness. Sharing the goodness further, those we don't know, and all beings everywhere. May the goodness of our cultivation be a cause and condition for the waking up, for the freedom of ourselves and all beings everywhere. Thank you for your practice. So, greetings once again to friends all around the world. So, as we continue to explore this week different supportive aspects to establish samadhi, settling, calming the mind. Yesterday, the invitation was to put down what's not needed, to put down wind drag, to put down. Now today, this is the other side of the coin, the other side of the coin. One side is to put down, and the other side is to notice that actually it's lovely, it's wonderful, it's delightful, it's delicious, the simplicity of this moment, and wrapping ourselves in the simplicity of this moment. So we often only do the putting down. Thoughts arise, we put them down. Distractions arise, we put them down. And actually, sometimes we throw them down. It's not so, it's like the stick method. Stop. Stop being distracted. Stop. Bad meditator. Bad meditator. And instead, so putting things down is wise, but with gentleness, bowing to them. Thank you. Not now. Not needed. Not wholesome. Not for my benefit. And now the other side, which is the carrot method. Oh wow, it's actually lovely. The simplicity of this moment is delicious, is yummy. Then the mind doesn't want to go away, doesn't want to wander off. In fact, that the putting down or the seclusion, the relinquishment becomes not so much needed because the mind is so still, is so in love, is enjoying, is delighting in what is here. I mean, have you noticed when you do something that you love, a hobby, whatever it might be, you don't want to stop. Come, have a meal. No, let me finish this. I want to finish this puzzle, gardening, knitting, whatever it might be, this game. Because there's so much joy, so much delight. So tuning into that delight, into that joy, into that simplicity. And we often don't see it because we're so focused on, okay, put it down, come back, put it down. And it becomes so much conflictual relationship somewhat with practice. Whereas if we tune into, oh, this is actually quite lovely, and it might be subtle. And also to say a lot of times we wait for that delight, that deliciousness, that stillness to arise, and then we tune into it after we've done this putting down a lot. And then we realize, oh, wow, yeah, it's pretty calm. It's delicious. It's lovely. So the invitation is to try to tune into it earlier, to tune into it with the breath, with the body, trusting that underneath the waves, there is this deliciousness, this safety, this calm, this peace, and trusting as if you're tuning a radio. Yes, it's crackly, but something is coming through. There's a memory of, it's there. It's been there. You trust it's there, even if you haven't experienced it yet. You've heard, you've read that it's there. So trusting that you're not different from the other 7 billion people. It's there for you also. Trusting. And coming back to this joy, I shared a quote at the beginning by Ajahn Sucitto. I'd like to read it again in case some of you might have missed it earlier. And he says, Ajahn Sucitto is a senior monk in the Ajahn Chah's forest tradition. And he says, I think of enjoyment as receiving joy, and samadhi as the art of refined enjoyment. It is the careful collecting of oneself to the joy of the present moment. I love this. Samadhi as the art of refined enjoyment. It doesn't say the art of, okay, concentrate, bring your mind to it, hard work. Oh, it's the art of refined enjoyment. It's the careful collecting of oneself to the joy of the present moment. And there is a lot of joy in the present moment. It's just that our minds are so used to the cacophony, the busyness, the diet of constant stimulation, constant sound, noise, news, Facebook, conversation, this, that. So if the mind becomes tuned, only sees the delight, the enjoyment in thinking or in reading or in interacting, in doing. And the same way that say a subtle flavor could be lost on someone who's tuned to just really complex. I'll share this with you. When I was very young, I only liked, say, Rocky Road and chocolate flavored ice cream, things that had a lot of flavor in them. I couldn't understand why would people ever eat or enjoy vanilla. My taste buds couldn't quite tune into the subtleness. And only when I became older, I realized, vanilla, there is so much complexity in the simplicity. So tuning our palate, tuning our mind to appreciate the delight, the simplicity, the loveliness, the joy in the present moment. And for that, it may not only just happen if we on the cushion. So if we've been busy, doing, and now we come to the cushion, we sit. It's as if we've been a car driving at 200 miles an hour, and then that's really fast. Okay, maybe 100 miles an hour, and then we come to a stop. The car would still be shaking. It's still reverberating. We need to slow down, slow down, slow down. So in order to, when we arrive, to actually, for the mind to be able to catch up with itself, to delight, to notice the joy, the delight in the simplicity of the present moment. And to say that the path to the mind settling is through joy, is through delight, is through this nourishment of ease, not through beating ourselves up. Okay, concentrate, drop it, drop it, drop it. In many suttas, including in the sutta teaching on transcendent dependent origination, the path towards freedom is through joy, rapture, tranquility, happiness, concentration. So in this sutta, it starts with faith leading to joy, joy leading to, so faith, sada, trust that I was talking about. So trust. So trust leading to joy, or actually, maybe pamuja. Pamuja, I like to translate it not as joy, but as gladness. Faith leading to gladness. Gladness, pamuja, leading to piti. Piti is the word also translated as rapture, or also translated as joy sometimes. So rapturous joy, the sense of delight, really this wow, yum, that can come up in meditation. And piti, rapture, joy, leading to pasadi. Pasadi, tranquility, calm, tranquility. Tranquility leads to sukha. Sukha is happiness, is sweetness, the sense of sweetness in the mind. Sukha, happiness, leads to samadhi, concentration. So you see all the steps before samadhi, before concentration, are this delight, rapture, joy, tranquility, happiness. And from there leads to knowledge and vision of things as they are, to disenchantment, dispassion, emancipation, and knowledge of destruction of the asavas. So, which is awakening, nibbana. So from concentration, then we lead, then the next steps are the states of awakening. So delight, the joy of the present moment. So I'd like to invite all of us throughout the day, can we tune the radio of our minds to the simplicity of the delight in this moment, the simplicity of the joy in this moment that's not born from outside, but it's born from within, the simplicity of this joy born from within. Oh, it's actually quite lovely. I don't need all these extra things. Can I tune inside and notice this joy? Trust the delight, the joy within that then leads to the mind being calmed and settled and not being agitated and needing so much entertainment from the outside. So just an invitation to explore for yourself, to be a scientist of your own mind. So thank you all. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for cultivating your hearts in goodness, in kindness, in generosity to yourself and to all beings everywhere. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Thank you. Be well.